Peter P. Sheehan here from Men's Hub, and this is our second episode. I'm sitting here today with Richard Hall from Mind Support, who is a very qualified therapist and a great man. Really enjoy his friendship and was really keen to sit down and just have a chat with him today, because I think you'll find what he has to say quite valuable. So Richard, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Certainly. I'm 62 years old now.
Yeah.
I came to New Zealand 10 years ago when I was 52. But I spent a career in the fire service.
Okay.
Mainly in Scotland, Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I retired on my 50th birthday.
Nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
But then after doing nothing, you think, oh, it sounds like the perfect life, retiring at 50.
Yeah.
Believe me, you quickly become bored of, there's only so much you can do nothing with. And I ended up being helping a friend out, and I managed a lifeboat station for 6 months. But then I came on holiday initially to New Zealand. My brothers lived here for 30 years or so.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the place.
Yeah. Easy to do, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still in love with the place.
Yeah.
When I moved here, in the very first week I moved, I met a psychotherapist and hypnotherapist, actually. That's one person, not two. And we struck up a friendship, platonic, and we still are great friends now, albeit she's retired. And she lived in the South Island. Right. I used to go across on my motorcycle now and then and visit her, and we used to communicate. And she used to tell me about some of our work, not the actual names or anything, but the work she was doing, and the speed at which she was doing it and how she was doing it was amazing. And then she actually required some help.
Right.
And she asked me for some advice, and then I gave her some good advice, and then she was asking for some complicated cases she had, and I gave her some advice around that. And then she was saying, listen, you give great advice, why don't you train and become a therapist? So she gave me fantastic advice on how to do that, and which I followed and still do. And as you know now, I'm currently 70% through my Masters in Psychology and Mental Health.
Yeah, nice.
Well-being. It's my passion, which is a huge advantage, I think, rather than it's just a vocation where to make money.
Yeah.
In my downtime, I either listen to psychology books or podcasts, or I'm constantly learning.
Yeah.
Because I find the human mind fascinating.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, it's quite can be quite a challenging old human mind sometimes.
And I always find it amusing that, people become world experts in everything, but very few people look to understand themselves.
Yeah.
And I did that for over 50 years. That was me as well. So.
Yeah. So, part of the reason I looked at starting Men's Hub is because, I speak to a lot of men. I look at situations from my own life and sort of think, how do we make those changes? Why do we kind of just fall into this trap in life? And it seems to be our deal. I've always thought there must be more. So, look, I know a little bit about your practice. I've been along and seen you myself, and the results were quite incredible. So what makes what you do different? What was the driver to try or to see how you could make quite a difference in somebody's life?
So one of the things I did train in early, which she recommended, was hypnotherapy. So I went to the UK actually to train in hypnotherapy, even though I was living in New Zealand.
Right.
I sought out what I consider to be some of the best training in the world, and it was very bespoke. There was actually a retired doctor from Dublin.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he'd been a doctor for 40 years.
Wow.
And he was and there was a nurse from the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
There was the three of us on this.
Right.
And I always remember asking the GP, or the retired GP, what are you doing on a hypnotherapy course?
Yeah.
And I loved his answer. He said, well, nearly 40 years ago, when I was just a junior doctor and I was in the NHS, they sent me on a weekend hypnotherapy course, and when I came back, I was in a hospital, and I started utilising some of the techniques with the patients to relax them. But then he said I got moved, and I sort of lost my confidence.
Right.
So he says, I've always known it works, so that's why I'm coming back to it now that I can't write prescriptions. So that gave me a lot of confidence just in learning hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of techniques within it, for sure. But yes, that gave me a great understanding of our subconscious.
Right.
Research calls it unconscious, I've got to say, but I prefer to call it subconscious.
Yeah.
And evolution.
Yeah.
That, for me, tells us how we work, how we think, act, react.
Yeah.
Why we have emotions, how they affect us.
Yeah.
And then when I think you combine the two, evolution and a great knowledge of the subconscious,
Yeah.
you can help people in a pretty short time, as opposed to other techniques, which research does show they work, but not necessarily fantastically.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because that's the thing. So you work with what do you work with? Relationships, individuals, or
anything to do with mind.
anything to do with the mind?
I work with
hence mind support. Yeah.
And top sports people, CEOs. But I'd say that the commonest tends to be anxiety, stress, or related to that in some form. But
Right.
I've worked with, priests, monks, some that are unusual, that I didn't expect to be working with.
Yeah. So that's quite a diverse.
Totally diverse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I love it.
But even though it's so diverse, do you find there are common problems that pop up? Society's changing, the world's developing. Do you find there's sort of quite common problems that you're dealing with regularly, or?
Well, I would say nearly everybody is suffering, whether they realise it or not, from stress.
Yeah.
We're living in a high stress world,
Yeah.
as you just said. The internet. So we've seen exponential change in our life, and most people have. Certainly it's got its amazing sides to it.
Yeah.
But also it's got its dark side. And if you look at the worldwide right now, certainly the Western world, epidemics in obesity and mental health problems, and you sort of tie that in with the internet. Because we're not designed. That's what I always say to my clients. When I first met you, I said, "Here, listen, I'm not medically qualified, but what I can say to most people is, you are working as designed. Unfortunately, you're not designed for the 21st century."
Right. Yeah.
But you can upgrade yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it can be challenging upgrading yourself as well.
Yeah, for sure. So you say stress is quite a big thing. What are the causes? What are the how does that work in our mind, and how can that affect our mind?
Yeah, well, I'll just give you 2 minutes on it. So normally when I've got a client, I love the stress bucket to explain stress. So I draw a bucket. I like drawing. I'm not a very good drawer, if you remember, but I like drawing.
Yes.
You weren't supposed to agree with it.
No, that's not. I remember your drawing. It was great. I could tell it was a bucket.
Put a handle on it.
That's the one.
Okay, and then, I normally draw like a little bit at the bottom and say, listen, the research shows us that we can be more dynamic, working with either high stress for a short period of time.
Yeah.
So if you're working to a deadline or something, that can make us more focused, etc., to meet and achieve that deadline.
Yeah.
But we're not designed to be working in a lot of stress a lot of the time. And in this modern life, we are.
Yeah.
So then I'll section it off, and I've introduced in the last 5 years background stress. So background stress, the examples I give are Well, COVID was a game changer.
Yeah,
For
for sure. Yeah.
For the planet, and definitely in New Zealand, Australia, UK, America, everywhere. So all of a sudden we are wearing masks, we're isolated, and loneliness, of course, is a killer in itself. So we now know, both consciously and subconsciously, that the virus can come along. There can be an adaptation of one. Luckily, it hasn't so much. It's been sort of downgraded to a flu-like virus, but
Yeah.
it can change, and so something new can come along.
Yeah.
It could wipe out our loved ones or us, etc. So that's background stress. Whether you're thinking about it or not,
Right. It's still affecting you. And
your subconscious will know.
Right. Yeah.
And it's our mind is all about safety.
Yeah. Yeah.
If your subconscious mind does not feel safe, then your conscious mind won't feel safe.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So more background stress, climate change, whether people believe it's man-made or not, doesn't matter. It is here.
Yeah.
Which is creating more natural disasters. Terrorism has changed. The internet, the threat of AI. It's fantastic again in some, but it's still always going to go in the future.
Yeah. People are stressing about jobs.
Yeah, exactly. What Trump, love him or loathe him, he's changing the world order.
Yeah.
Which again is causing more stress for a lot of people. Wars. This is just background stress.
Well, yeah.
So like I always say, listen, our bucket is now half full.
Yeah.
And we haven't even started life.
Right. Yeah. True.
Now, in the top half of the bucket, we're looking at health. Even if people are currently healthy, they're still worried about either when they haven't been healthy or what's going to happen to them in the future. And if anybody has any health issues, that's going to affect us greatly.
Yeah.
Relationships, whether that be with friends, family, partner, children, it goes on, and some of them can be fantastic, but a lot of the times they can be challenging.
Yeah.
Money, of course.
Yeah.
If anybody's got too much, it's a worry. So they tell me.
I wouldn't know.
And if you haven't got enough money, it's definitely a worry.
Yeah.
Jobs, work.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes on. So for me, nearly everyone is working at or near the top of the bucket.
Yeah.
So the distance from the top of the bucket to the level, the imaginary level, is our resilience.
Right.
So if it's near the top, we've got no resilience.
Yeah.
And if it's at the top, just one little drop can just drop in there, and now boom, it's overflowing.
Yeah.
And we are acting or reacting or saying things that no doubt we'll later regret, because we didn't have the resilience to let something just bounce off us.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we can create. Then there's rocks. I've now started drawing rocks and putting rocks in the bucket.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think I'll give you any rocks.
I don't know.
So rocks may be lack of sleep, trauma, past trauma, might be hungry.
Yeah.
So there can be a variety of rocks in there. And I also try and create holes in your bucket.
Right.
So holes would be, for example, well, friends, good friends that aren't going to drain you.
Yeah.
They can be a hole in your bucket, so you can talk to them and hopefully they'll make you laugh, etc. That's a good drain of the bucket.
Yeah.
Exercise. Healthy food.
Yeah.
There's always a one to. I did say healthy food there.
That's right. Yes. Took note of that. Yeah.
And nature, and of course you can combine sometimes all of them in one. You can go for a nice walk with a friend, coffee in nature.
Yeah.
Combine it all. Do a little bit of meditation when you're out in nature.
Yeah.
And empty some of that bucket down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. So with stress, I remember doing with one of the companies I worked with. They put me on a stress course, and they talked about there is a healthy level of stress, and then he brought out this chart, and explain how stress affects, or different types of stress can affect you, can manifest physically, can affect your health.
Yeah.
How can it affect, have you seen sort of common things where stress will affect people in a certain way, or particularly since we're talking about the mind, how stress can affect the mind in quite a negative way? Is there certain ways that can manifest itself, or?
Absolutely. So the chemical of stress, the main chemical of stress is cortisol.
Right.
Now cortisol is a really important chemical that we require to survive and thrive.
Yeah.
If we've got no cortisol, we're in trouble.
Right.
But if we've got a lot of cortisol, we're also in trouble.
Yeah.
And so it's called the HPA axis. And so part of your brain, the hypothalamus, when it's getting stressed, clicks in the pituitary gland, which then fires in the adrenal gland, which then releases cortisol.
Right.
And once you've got too much cortisol, it affects every cell.
Right.
Average person has 50 trillion.
Yeah.
It affects every cell in the body. And if you've got it for too long, of course, then it's going to create problems.
Yeah.
And different problems for different people.
Yeah.
So I always recommend start getting to know when you're feeling stress. So for me, it can be mood, obviously.
Yeah.
How you're feeling. But like a physical sign for me might be, dandruff of all things.
Oh,
Like your
okay.
scalp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to cut that out? Joking.
No, just kidding. Yeah.
So if anybody sees me with a flaky scalp, say, wow, Rich is stressed.
Oh, okay.
And then,
that's interesting.
the next level above that is I get a sty on my eye.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never have thought of things like that, because I know I was recently going through quite a stressful period in my life, and my doctor actually said, look, you need to actually just take some time out, because they, and that's when my doctor actually explained to me about cortisol, because, I've been told that I have heart failure after I had quite a serious heart attack when I was 48. And my doctor actually said I was releasing far too much cortisol into my body, which was affecting my heart. So I thought that was just crazy, So I've had to make some pretty big changes, and still making some pretty big changes. But the thing is too, we find ourselves in a world where, there's quick answers. There's medication, there's... And then we fall into, I've been reading a lot lately about dopamine addiction. And how we go, because we're so stressed, and then we fall into this pattern of wanting dopamine hits, but then that becomes like social media scrolling, mindlessly watching movies, and just distracting ourselves from things. So you said, and which I totally agree with, obviously, if we're looking for a solution, it needs to be something like getting into nature, spending time with good people, eating the right food. And I think today we can easily get caught in this trap of being put onto pills. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm sure they've got their place. But I think, do you think as a culture now that we're kind of too busy looking for the quick fix and missing out a lot of natural things that could be quite a good solution to...
So again, I'll just tie in with so stress in itself is not a disease, but it is linked to all of them.
Right.
So it's linked into heart failure, it's linked, all the research shows it's linked to cancer, to every autoimmune disease. Stress is huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't even know how to start. And research appears to indicate that stress is the root cause.
Yeah, wow.
So the quick fix, of course our culture is, let's go to the doctors. We go to the doctor's only got 10 minutes to see us. And there is absolutely a place for medication.
Yeah.
But not necessarily, and that's what I think doctors are now looking at, it is more the health side as well.
Right.
Encouraging people to get out and get fitter and healthier and eat better
Yeah.
Before. But some people say the tablets, well, hold on, my friend's got some tablets that
Yeah.
help them, can I have some?
Right.
And then really the doctor can't.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all tablets, etc., and medication also changes the chemicals in the body. We are
Yeah.
electrochemical beings,
Yeah.
i.e. we work from electricity, we work from chemicals. And you
Right.
just mentioned one, dopamine is one of those neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
And I call it the goalpost moving chemical.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you
Because
call
that's what it does, it moves
Yeah.
the goalpost. So
Yeah.
again, through evolution, dopamine was an amazing chemical to advance the human race.
Right.
But it's not designed for the 21st century. So
Yeah.
it's, we're not designed to have unlimited sugar, unlimited alcohol, unlimited gambling, unlimited food, unlimited porn. So that is creating a lot of problems.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
For us. So dopamine, goalpost moving chemical. So again, through evolution, to move us on, let's say you were a runner.
Yeah.
And you ran 100 meters in 12 seconds, and that was your personal best.
Yeah.
And when you got that personal best, you'd have had some dopamine released into you, you'd have been euphoric, you'd have been jumping and punching the air, and just loving life.
Yeah.
Now you run that 12 seconds the following day, and you're going to get chemicals that make you feel disappointed.
Oh, okay.
Because to get the dopamine hit, you've got to beat the 12 seconds.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to get your 11.99,
Yeah.
or even better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no dopamine comes.
Right.
Now, to advance the human race, that was an amazing chemical, but now it's turned into we'll get a dopamine hit if we buy a new iPhone or Android phone, and we'll love it.
Yeah.
And it's the best phone that you can get until the next model comes out, and then
Right.
all of a sudden, part of our mind wants us to get that one. No,
Yeah.
our phone isn't good enough, and it'll make us feel dissatisfied until we
Yeah.
buy a better phone or a better car or a better house or
Yeah.
for some people a better partner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know for myself, it's like I get all these ideas in my head of, right, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it for a month and make it a habit. I need to change this area of my life. You know, I'm looking, well, actually my cardiologist has told me I need to really start doing a lot more walking. And so, you know, I brought myself a backpack and some tramping shoes and thought, this is it. And I'm all gung-ho for the first weekend walk, and then you just default back.
Yes.
You know, that's our subconscious programming that pulls us back to that place.
It does not like change.
Yeah.
So you've got they often just round it up to 100 billion. The more accurate figure is 86 billion, but you'll often just read it. You've got 100 billion neurons which are nerve cells in your brain.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And so a lot of them are, let's call them hardwired. So for you to learn something new or to change something,
Yeah.
you're required to create new neuronal pathways.
Yeah.
But your mind likes falling back onto the old ones
Yes, yeah.
because it's
Comfort.
nice and efficient.
Yeah.
And that, you only ever need to think of one line. Can you remember that one line for repeat? Because I will remind you if you can't.
The one
There's
line.
one line that you just, because sometimes I get people saying, well, how do I know what's me and what's subconscious me and unconscious me? And how do I tell the difference?
I can't. The only one that's coming to mind right now is the good luck, bad luck, who knows? But that's,
And it's not that one.
and it's not that one.
It's not that one.
So,
And remember, your mind, this is how clever your subconscious mind is. It doesn't want you to remember it.
right.
It's used to running the show.
Yeah.
And if you're going to start doing new things and might not want to do it, then it can make you forget. So you've
Yeah.
got to consciously, if you know that, put things into place, because we can consciously learn to do something.
Right.
But it might be through repetition.
Yeah.
So this is the one line. Does it benefit me,
Right.
in brackets, and or my partner, family, to act, react, think, or feel like this?
Right.
Does it benefit me, in brackets, and or my partner, family, to act, react, think, or feel like this?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't benefit me, then I consciously need to do something about that
Yeah.
without inner conflict,
Yeah.
without a battle going on inside of me.
Yeah.
So then you've got to have what's called our inner monologue.
Yeah.
You've got to have a conversation with yourself in your inner monologue to direct it to, listen, so it understands the world of feelings, so you've got to direct it saying, listen, we are going to feel much better if we get this job out of the way.
Yeah.
If we go for a walk.
Right.
I know you don't want to go for one,
Yeah.
in a thought,
Yeah.
and you're wanting me to watch Netflix, but I'll tell you what, let's go for the walk first. We'll not overdo it because I haven't been walking too much lately. And when we come back, we'll watch Netflix.
Right. So kind of action reward
Correct.
sort of thing, basically.
Negotiation.
Yeah.
Negotiate.
Yeah.
Knowing it's more powerful than you.
Right.
Anger's a great example.
Yeah.
You don't consciously choose to become angry.
Yeah.
So with anger, or any emotion comes from your subconscious.
Right.
You can hack your system. You can watch a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, that's hacking your system. So your subconscious mind gets triggered.
Yeah.
It releases chemicals into you that will make you feel a certain way.
Right.
It might be jealousy, it might be fear, it might be
Yeah.
anxiety.
Yeah.
It can release subconscious to conscious thoughts into you.
Yeah.
That's part of your inner monologue.
Yeah.
And then, remember, on auto setting, you think that's you. Like
Yes.
it's part of you, but it's not. To understand it, don't think of it as you, think of it as a part of you.
Yeah.
So right now, a part of me has been triggered, it's releasing chemicals into me, and they are now making me feel anxious.
Right.
Now, auto setting for the human, and other animals don't get this,
Yeah.
is we now get what's called second fear or second anxiety. We start to become more anxious because we're feeling anxious.
Right.
We become frightened because we're feeling fear.
Yeah.
So I no longer do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully you no longer do that.
I've come up with, I've actually come up with a little, I've recently come up with a technique that I'm finding, and it was based off something that you and I did talk about some time ago. But you know, because I think with everything going on with my heart failure, with some other stresses that are going on in my life,
Huge.
I've been finding it really easy just to kind of, I think I'm going to put Netflix on. I think I'm going to climb into bed. You know, I think I'm going to eat some really bad food and just feel good for a moment. And I just realised, you know, more and more over the last little while that it's like, this is not benefiting me. I'm becoming more depressed. This is crazy. So I went over and started remembering, you know, the cold shower technique that you taught me and stuff like that. But I've got this thing now where I start falling into that trap. Where I just stand up and I clap my hands really hard and go, come on!
Nice.
And that's it. And I just find my whole state changes.
Beautiful.
And I've just started becoming more motivated. You know, mornings that I was lying in bed, I'm no longer just lying in bed, I'm getting up and like, let's get into the day.
Yeah.
I get up, stand up, clap my hands really hard and just go, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
And the and something so simple has made such a huge difference. I don't know. I just I think I was sitting on my computer. I mean, I know you spoke to me about, you know, anchors and triggers and all that sort of little thing that you can set. You know, I know there's a guy who pinches his ear, and that's his thing.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting on my computer trying to get some work done for Men's Hub, funny enough, and I was just starting to feel really depressed. I was starting to ruminate on a few things that was stressing me. And I don't know why, I just leapt up out of my chair, clapped my hands really hard, and said, come on. And I've just now adopted that as my my thing to
it's
get
never
done.
like a reset.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Boom for your nervous system,
So
and it's
simple.
like, whew.
Yeah, yeah, and the difference has been
Wow.
huge, actually.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it probably, I'd say, for coming up a month now.
So several times a day, like. Or
Just
once a day, or?
it really depends kind of what state I'm in. Usually in the morning, if I'm just lying in bed, it feels a bit grey outside. You know, I've had a shitty day beforehand or something like that, and I just think, oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna have a nice easy day today, and then I sort of think about everything that kind of look, you know, Men's Hub's not going to grow if I don't do anything with it. I'm not going to make new relationships and new friendships with people if I'm not out and about, if I'm just kind of hiding away in my little space. So I tend to do it when I get out of bed in the morning, first thing, and if I'm finding throughout the day that something is starting to consume my mind, I tend to do it then as well. So, or if I'm just feeling unmotivated and know I've got a task that needs doing. And it's just such a little thing, but it's been quite incredible.
So with your permission, I'll pass that on to...
Absolutely.
It's a client, it sounds
yeah.
A shot, you know?
Yeah, I can't believe it. And I'm starting to get so much more done. Yeah. Because I was starting to fall into that dopamine trap of just mindlessly watching Netflix. I think I went through a stage for a couple of weeks where I was probably watching 3 to 5 movies a day just to get through the day. Just because of stuff that was going on in my life at the time. And I just sort of kind of thought, what am I doing? Why am I, this is crazy.
And remember, to your subconscious mind, in its world, it's keeping you safe by you not going out.
Yeah.
And for some people, they'll not leave the house.
Yeah.
So again, their mind is working as designed, but it's not going to benefit them.
No.
Which is why we need to work with it.
Yeah.
Generally, we're working against it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was a decision I made in the end. I thought I can either just keep going down, getting more and more depressed, and it's not going to look like a pretty outcome. And and it's just like the penny dropped one day, and I just did that thing, and from then on I thought, no, life is good. You know, I'm rebuilding. You know, I think for me too, when I was told I had heart failure, I kind of just gave up. In my mind, I just thought, what's the point? You know, I almost put Men's Hub down. I stopped engaging with people, and I just thought, what's the point in building relationships? What's the point in pursuing a relationship with someone? You know, all that kind of stuff. So
again, through evolution, your mind catastrophizes and worries.
Yeah.
But don't buy into it.
Yeah.
Obviously, your conscious job, you got to listen to it.
Yeah.
You got to feel it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to buy into it.
Yeah.
And your job is a guide and mentor to your subconscious.
Yeah. We'll start wrapping up because we've been talking for a little while now, but is there anything that you'd like to leave us with, any bit of final advice or some encouragement, or, you know, this is for Men's Hub, so, you know, my goal, my heart for Men's Hub is to find solutions for men, you know, and look, I'm just going to quickly sneak in here. If you are struggling, I'm going to put Richard's details on this video or below the video. You do Zoom meetings as well. Highly recommend this man. So Richard, is there anything that you'd like to leave us with, a thought or a good little bit of advice before we go?
Start to get to know yourself.
Yeah.
I'd recommend to everybody, which may sound strange, but every negative thought, I tell people, every negative thought in your subconscious mind is protective.
Yeah.
And that's coming one way, subconscious to conscious. Again, you're going to listen to it, but don't buy into it.
Right.
Have that inner monologue conversation and remember, it wants to feel safe. So as the example of when you deliver the news, and of course it would be highly emotional and worrying to be saying, you've got problems with your heart.
Yeah.
But so your inner self will be catastrophizing. Your job is to make it feel safe. Listen, yes, this is not great news for sure.
Yeah.
I understand why you are having a meltdown in there, and you know we're making sure that we're we've got the best care here.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that we get a second opinion, perhaps, or that we're taking our medication, but we'll look into that, etc., etc.
Yeah.
You've got to calm it down.
Yeah.
And speak to yourself inside your mind like you're speaking to your best friend.
Right.
And most people are not doing it.
Yeah.
They're having inner conflict. So look to have no conflict with your inner self.
Yeah.
Get to know your feelings. So with every trigger chemical comes emotions, comes feelings. So with every feeling, where do I feel it? So general areas are stomach, sternum, chest, throat, can be back of the neck, head. So sure, it can be different for different people.
Yeah.
And I had a mother and daughter here, and sometimes I ask it, the daughter was seeing me for anxiety, and they both look calm as anything.
Right.
And I said, give me a number out of 10, 10 being you most anxious you've ever felt in your life.
Yeah.
And they both went 8 out of 10.
Wow.
And I says, wow, you can't tell looking at you.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Where do you feel it?
Yeah.
The mother said, across my shoulders and neck, right on the back here.
Oh, okay.
And the daughter went, stomach, it's all about my stomach.
Yeah.
So they're both talking about anxiety. They're both talking about 8 out of 10, completely different places.
Yeah.
And I know for anger as an example, anger for me starts as a little P.
Oh, okay.
Right in my sternum.
Yeah.
Right. And then it turns to a little crescent shape. Now during this period, I've got to get under control, which you can do through thoughts and slowing your breathing down, etc. Otherwise, physiologically, my heart's increasing, and my blood pressure's increasing, and at some point I'll get switched off.
Right.
And that's when your angry inner self comes out.
Yep.
And it's going to make you say things you'll later regret, and perhaps act and react in ways you'll also later regret.
Yeah.
So you can stay in control rather than let emotions run your life. And there's a difference between suppression and control, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Just get to know yourself. Where do I feel things? And the earlier you can pick up the feeling, the more chance, if it's on the anxiety side, the negative, in brackets, protective side, that doesn't make you feel good, but it's just discomfort, which is how I think of it. Wow. Right now, I'm feeling some discomfort because I feel anxious.
Yeah.
But I don't buy into it. So just get to know yourself, how your thoughts work, how your emotions work, and how you can influence them positively, like you've mentioned, therapy, by having inner monologue and clapping your hands.
Yeah, it's more like it. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, awesome. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you.
It's good getting that knowledge out and just hearing some of your advice and your wisdom and your knowledge that you've learned over time. All the best with carrying on with your masters.
Thank you.
And
a quick shout there. I know I'm your number 2 interview, but I did watch your number 1 interview with the stone thrower.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched that, please watch it. It is excellent. I would recommend it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Some great advice in there.
Yeah, great. Good stuff. Thank you, Richard. Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Brilliant.